I think we all want to say thank you for keeping your same number.
Yeah.
Everybody else we had to find. Any thoughts on getting a new number, or you like 18?
No, I had to stick with 18 because all my family got 18 jerseys, so I couldn't let them go get another one. They'd be all mad, for sure.
How has it been? Obviously, the quarterback room a lot different. Malik, kind of the established guy there, and then a couple guys behind him. How's it been catching from Malik, and how much has he kind of brought just a true kind of aura to that room?
No, yeah, he's really good for sure, and he's bringing a lot of leadership role into that room. He's making sure that there's a high standard in that room, and he's been throwing the heck out of that ball. So it's been cool seeing a guy that's coming in and been at a couple different places, and teach us things that we weren't really sure about, and he's out there throwing us the rock hard, man.
Does he throw you one of the better balls? You've obviously been a receiver for some time, played for a lot of quarterbacks. Does he throw you one of the better balls?
I'll say he probably got the strongest arm out of all the guys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say names about the quarterback guy.
Sure.
But he's got a strong arm, and he's got the right mindset, and he's a good guy. I like working with him a lot.
Looking forward to next season, because of that, do you feel like that maybe provides options for this offense that maybe you haven't always had in the past?
Yeah. I think the guys that were here last year, I think they did a great job. I think he comes in and he brings a different set of tools that we maybe aren't used to. So I think the off-season work, right now's work, and fall camp's work, we'll all build in things that that we'll get really good at that we weren't the best at last year.
You're also a position group, got a new coach. How's that transition to Coach McCann going?
Good. He recruited a lot of us to Eastern Washington or Fresno State. So he's known a little bit of us to a certain extent, and he's built good relationships. So him coming in and him knowing Fence as well, it's only been a good transition with him moving in. It's been real simple, and he runs a lot of the same drills, just different terminology, and he's just been a really good guy. We just got dinner with him and got to mingle with him and learn more stuff about him. So he's a really good coach.
Looking back at last spring when you guys were one of the youngest rooms on the team, and now you're one of the most experienced and oldest rooms. Just how have you, looking back, just how much have you guys grown in a year, and how much more capable and confident are you heading into this year's spring practices?
Definitely a lot more confident. There was, we always played with confidence, but there's always been like, you guys, your room wasn't the best. All the great guys left. And I will give a lot of props to Coach Fence. He didn't go in the portal and recruit a lot of guys. He stuck with his guys, brought in guys that he already knew beforehand, and we were all ready to work with him. And he put it in our mind that we were one of the best. And Coach Pat's came in, and he's only done the same thing. He's believing in us, and I think that belief from both coaches and just in the room in general, we're